This is a video reply to someone who made a video response basically to all Destonians. But as I go through this video, I see it's more towards Destiny and Sunette and the people who come through the portal. So the person says, I'm just trying to, politely come up with a way to say that I'm not impressed. Here I am, looking at what you're trying to say, trying to convey, and all I can really see when you're speaking is an angsty late teens. That's what he said about us, and I've heard it before. People who assume we are all teens or young people in Destiny, but I want to say there are also older people in Destiny, people who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s. We have all age groups, but if you do not take any time to investigate what we stand for, you obviously won't see that. Also, many people that are older are set in their ways more than the younger people. So to me it would make sense that more young people join. And we are not angsty either, and if we are, we work on stopping that, and many of us have. That's part of the process of self-honesty, to stop our limitations and programming, such as phobias and fears, for example. And then the person says this. Woman who's got a message she's trying to convey, who's got an opinion she wants to get out, but she doesn't know how to do it on her own. What she is in essence doing is claiming the ability to invoke these spirits, but she's choosing the wrong ones. This is not about right or wrong. The message from DesteniProductions are simply shared to give perspective. The viewer does not need to believe it or follow it. The viewer must use their own brains to see what is true and what happens in this world and within their own mind, and how they can use the tools to stop their own programming and limitations, and to apply the things which are obvious. I don't believe the things I don't know about. I simply don't know about it, and that's sad. I won't say it's false either, because I simply don't know. But I've listened and still listen to the Destiny videos, and hear what's being shared, and if this is true, how to use it for myself or to gain perspective on things. Then the video maker talks about how Bruce Lee doesn't sound like Bruce Lee when he comes through the portal, assuming that an aspect of Bruce Lee would come true. But why would it? The aspect of who we are is based on our culture and upbringing, stored in our human brain. When you die, your brain, it rots under the ground, or it's burned. You do not store your language, or your cultural habits, or any other programming such as table manners, for example. Cultures and these habits and languages are created by us, humans, and it gets integrated slowly as we age. And why assume this would remain when you die? People would like to hear their idols the same way after death because they place so much attachment to them and desire them to be a specific way. And that's why many react to it when the being who comes through the portal speak or behave in a totally different manner. But they use the portal's body, the brain of the portal's body, not their previous brain, because it's rotting under the ground or it's already disappeared. And again, I'm not saying I believe it. I listen to the messages. I don't care who says it. It's simply the voice in your head which tells you, no, that's not Bruce Lee or whoever, that it must be false, that Bruce Lee is much more this and that, etc. Then the person says, I'm sure that you've probably heard of people that have been the quiet type, have gone back to school one day and they just didn't go to school the next because people found them hung in their own house or what have you. Those type of people, you can see the things if you were to pay attention to some of the tendencies, etc. And actually let them know that you care, because you might save a life. And as you were saying, as each of us is hundreds of thousands thousands of different connectivities, aspects within it, you essentially, by saving one person's life, by letting one person know that they exist and are real and are cared about, you've just saved thousands of lives. You've just slowly made a change in the world. Okay, so the Destiny videos and articles are to reach such people and all people all over the world who have access to the computer, and or maybe to just Estonians in real life. We are not ghosts that can possess a human that's lonely and say, hey, you're not alone. The reason why many people are actually depressed and lonely is because of the separation we have allowed in this world. How we place ego and profit on number one. How shallow things are and become. And how nasty some mind stuff is. To stop such things, we have to change ourselves and also change the system. Else you can go tell people, hey, you're not alone your entire life. It won't change a thing when the very system that creates the misery still creates it day in, day out. It's the same like charity. You can compare it to what the people talk about in that video, the person. Charity sees the need, but not the cause. Well, it tries to help the need sometimes, but the need keeps coming because the system creates it every day. Never ending. So more and more charities come, but also more and more abuse comes. You can go on forever like that. That's why we want to get to the root and stop it. If you tell one person they are not alone, it might make them temporarily feel a bit better, but it won't remove the reason why the person suffers in the first place. Why millions suffer. And the videos from Hitler, for example, are not a shock. Why should we hold people prisoners of the way they were programmed? Why would we assume they can't change? Hitler was programmed like every other person. He did really fucked up shit together with the people who supported him and did what he planned. They are equally responsible for it. It is people in general. Just look at the various experiments and how people were able to torture each other. Like that experiment with the shocking, the Milgram experiment. If you don't know it, Google it. Or people who will simply pass by people that are having an attack or suffering on the street. And we do this every day. Our system creates abuse, starvation, molestation. It's on the TV, it's in the news, it's everywhere. And what do? We use excuses that we can't change a thing and we don't really give a shit. And the abuse of our system, damn, it's much bigger Holocaust than Hitler's, really. And for perspective, check out the link I will put on the screen. And if people get so upset by the portal speaking as Hitler, then they should do some introspection. Because really, when I first heard that interview, I didn't care if it was Hitler or Jesus speaking. I listened to what is being shared. It's not negative at all, as this video claims. What would be negative is condemn all people who did abusive shit or supported it in one way or another, which is all of us, actually, in one way or another. And we gotta learn to change and also give others the room to change without cursing and pointing fingers, not even seeing why people become who they are. And what do you think animals you eat go through in the slaughterhouse? Check out pictures and videos from factory farmed chickens, for example. It are like concentration camps, really. Look how the animals have to live. Or check out foie gras. It's fucked up shit. Animals, they feel, you know, same as your dog or cat or a human. You know, if you raise a pig like a dog, it becomes like a dog. You can watch this on YouTube if you like. And what do you think a lot of your clothes and gadgets come from? Yep, sweatshop work, people that slave away 16 hours a day for barely any money, who often attempt suicide and have to sign contracts not to kill themselves, for big brands such as Nike, for example. And that's the world we allow, the system we allow. So before complaining about Hitler speaking from beyond the grave as a changed man pro-equality, turn your eye inwards and to the very system you support and allow. And if you want to freak out about something, freak out about that.